Hello everyone and welcome to another prediction video. Today we have 8 Europa League fixtures to be played on the 18th of March. Some of them at 5 to 6 kickoffs and others at the standard 8 PM kickoff. So let's go through the fixtures now and make some predictions. Maybe this video will help, you know, if you're a better making some of these some intelligent, educated bets. Or maybe you just wanna for the entertainment, you know. But let's go through the fixtures. First one being Arsenal versus Olympiacos. Let's have a look at the head-to-head record. Well, we all know what happened. Arsenal versus Olympiacos only last season. Looking at the head-to-head fixtures, Arsenal obviously coming off the back of the first leg victory, 3-1. I don't think we're going to see a repeat of history in this one, to be honest. Arsenal have been in good form as of late in the Premier League. Well, the last run of 5 fixtures have been 4 wins and a draw. A draw obviously coming to Burnley, and their last loss was to Manchester City. That is a bit of a flattering scoreline. I think they should have been beaten more, but still they're in decent form. Olympiacos, it's a little bit difficult to gauge how they're doing in the Greek league. I don't even know what you call it, to be honest. But I think, I don't think it's going to be a repeat of history. I think Arsenal are going to seal the deal in this one. 3-1 is an awful difficult to overcome, especially being away from home. So I think Arsenal are going to take this one. My prediction will be, I think they'll concede. Arsenal always seem to concede. Even looking at the victories in recent times, they've conceded pretty much every time. The last game that they didn't concede was the 0-0 with Manchester United. So I would go with a 2-1 victory to Arsenal. So looking at the next match, we've got Dynamo Zagreb versus Tottenham. Again, Tottenham coming off the back of a 2-0 victory. The Premier League is looks like the strongest league in Europe at the moment. I mean, people are saying that the Premier League this season has lacked a little bit of quality in terms of the lower teams picking up vital points against like top 4, top 6 sides. People are saying this is the worst Premier League quality in a good while, but you know, not so sure about that, because you have a look at those European fixtures and those European results, and the Premier League teams are doing pretty well in Europe, and I think that will continue. I mean, Zagreb are doing great in the Croatian league, but I mean, that is to be expected. Let's see where they are on the table. I imagine that they are, you know, that they are first, to be honest, in the table. First, okay, it's a little bit closer than what I expected. 57 points. They've got a game in hand, but I mean, Zagreb are the best team in that Croatian league, so it's of no surprise that they've been stringing wins together. But Tottenham coming off the back of a 2-0 win. They've obviously got the away fixture this time, but you would imagine that Tottenham can get the job done. I think it will be a low-scoring match, because I think going into the game, you got Jose Mourinho as the manager. I believe that he'll try and preserve that instead of trying to score a couple of goals. So I think this could be low scoring. I think it could be like a 1-0 Spurs or a 0-0. I think I'm going to go with 1-0 Spurs away from home, to be honest. So Molde versus Granada is the next fixture. Granada getting a 2-0 win against Molde in the first leg. Molde. Let's have a look at Molde's home record. I mean, it's going to be pretty good again, because the Norwegian league just hasn't got the same quality as La Liga, but Granada not doing great away in the last 3 fixtures. It looks like they leak goals, so maybe both teams to score might be a good bet. Might be a good bet in this one. Yeah, they seem to be leaking goals, particularly as of late. They've had some high scoring matches, I mean, against low league opposition as well. I mean, Huesca are rock bottom of La Liga, and Granada only, well, they lost 3-2 to Huesca away from home, so they do even struggle recently against lower league opposition. And I imagine Huesca and Molde are roughly around a similar kind of quality, so maybe both teams to score might be a good one for this fixture. But in terms of who will go through, I think Granada will go through. Obviously 2-0 up after the first leg. They are going away from home. Maybe Molde can get a result, maybe a draw, maybe like a 1-0 victory for them. But I think Granada will score, which will give them the away goal advantage. So I think Granada will go through. Shakhtar versus Roma. I mean, this one I'm not going to spend too much time on because Roma obviously have a 3-0 victory from the first leg. Shakhtar are a decent team. I don't know. I mean, again, they're doing pretty well in their... Well, I'm surprised that they've played a lot of friendlies. Maybe their league isn't up and running. Well, it must be up and running, but they haven't played many fixtures in the league at all, really. A lot have been in this in the Europa League. It's very interesting indeed. But yeah, we'll have a look at Roma. Have a look, see how they're doing in Serie A. So they're 6th in Serie A, so they look like they're probably going to cement their position for the Europa League next season. They're in and around the spot that you would expect for Roma, really. So I think they'll have too much quality for Shakhtar. They are away from home. They may try and preserve their lead, and it will be low scoring. So I'm going to go with maybe a 1-1 draw. I think they've got too much quality for Shakhtar, to be honest. And then the big one. I'm a Man United fan. Jeez. I think I've so far I've predicted to be nothing really of any shock here. Shock results so far. But Man United versus AC Milan, I wonder what the odds are. Who are the favourites for this one? Okay, so Manchester United are favourites for the victory. And to be honest, I'm going to go with the bookies again and with my heart. Because Man United's away form, how many is it now? It's certainly over 20 unbeaten away. We have had some draws in there. I do expect Manchester United to score. I think it will be a tight. United certainly aren't going to run away from it. Pogba is back for this one. Cavani may be back. Van der Beek is back to warm up the bench. So and obviously Rashford is back, who didn't play in the first leg. And AC Milan have got a few people back as well. I think Kananoglu is back. I'm not sure whether Ibra is back as well, but they've certainly got some people back. So it should be closer to the full strength squad for both. But I do think Manchester United, look at this away record. They have had some. They certainly can't have a 0-0 draw in this one, because obviously they'll be out on the away goals. But I expect United to. I think it'll be close. I think United will win 2-1. To be honest, I think United will win 2-1 and go through. AC Milan at home, hit and miss as of late. At one point they were top of Serie A. At one point they were top, and now they've seemed to have gone down the table just a little bit. You can see the Serie A standings now. Yeah, they're second, but look at that gap between them and Inter. It's really started to open up, and now Juve and even Atlanta are catching them up. So it'll be interesting to see where AC Milan finish, but with injuries, they've dropped down the table. Okay, so looking at the next match, Rangers versus Slavia Prague. Now, this would be my pick if I wasn't watching the United game. This would be my pick of a match to watch. Obviously, finally poised with that 1-1 result in the first leg. But Slavia Prague, they're no mugs. Honestly, they are no mugs at all. They're doing fantastic in their league. Look at that 10-3 victory. Wow. Okay. They're doing fantastically in their league. But even in Europe, they've done pretty well. I mean, okay, maybe not in that match, but recently they've beaten some big teams. I mean, Nice are no mugs at all. They did beat Leverkusen as well. So Slavia Prague, they're no mugs at all. But Rangers will be at home, 1-0 victory. Slavia Prague obviously have the away goal. I do think that Rangers are gonna get through to the next round. I would go with a 2-1 victory to Rangers, which will see them through into the next round. Okay, so the next match, Villarreal versus Dynamo Kiev. Now, obviously, in the first leg, we had Villarreal that were 2-0 victors in that match, and now they are obviously have the home fixture. So you would expect Villarreal to go through in this one. I mean, again, as of late, hit and miss really. But I mean, they have played Atletico Madrid in La Liga, so a match that you'd probably expect them to lose at home, considering Atletico's position in the table. But a few draws in there as well. I'd probably go with a draw on this one. I mean, Dynamo Kiev obviously doing probably great in their league, but then again, you would expect that. They've had a lot of draws, and a draw will see them through into the next round. So I would probably go with a draw in this one. And lastly, but not least, we got Ajax versus Young Boys. Ajax with a 3-0 victory to Young Boys in the first leg, obviously at home. They're going to have the away fixture in this one. Young Boys, wow. Okay, look at 4 draws in the last 5 fixtures. Okay, that's interesting indeed. However, at home, they've been getting some victories. Let's have a look at Ajax away. I mean, they've been beating teams away that are probably around the same quality of Young Boys, if not a little bit better. I mean, I maybe go with a score draw in this one. Both teams to score and draw might be a good shout for this one. Ajax don't really need the win just to have to preserve their away leg victory. 3-0 advantage. I think it's going to be relatively comfortable night for them. I don't think we're going to have any major shocks for them. But those are all the fixtures for the Europa League on Thursday. 8 fixtures. If you want to join for a live watch along over on Twitch, my Twitch is RNA_deck. The link will be in the description down below. Or if you've enjoyed this prediction, it's helped you out, maybe making bets, or you find it entertaining, please give that like button a smash, please. Do you disagree with me on any of the predictions that I've made? Let me know in the comments down below. But that is it from me, folks. I will be back for another FA Cup prediction at the weekend, so stay tuned for that. See you next time.